Hey everyone, Rooster here. This is the video I promised you after that major rainfall we had yesterday. I'm going to take some water, put it in a 55-gallon barrel, and treat it. Let me tell you, the first thing I want you to know is do not, and I repeat, do not do this at home. I take a calculated risk doing this. Okay. I don't recommend anybody to do it, but I want to try it since I want to be able to use the water here from the catchment of the swale. So please, I repeat, do not try to do this yourself at home. I do some calculated risk to see if things work out for me. I will post if something does go wrong, and I will post what goes right too. So I'm going to show you, I am not going to use the pump to get the water. I'm going to use a bucket. I'm going to go to the deepest end, which is the 10-foot pond at the beginning of the swale. And I'm going to throw the bucket in on a rope, and I'm going to pick up and not fill up the whole 55 gallons. I already started, but I'm just going to get enough so I don't have to use the chemicals that I am using, and I'll explain everything as I go along. So this is the reason why I'm not going to use the pump. And let me tell you something. I was gifted from viewer the carburetor. I installed it, and it works well. But this is what my van looks like inside. I have to move all these gas tanks, which are full, move all this stuff, get to that pump right there. I have this pump, but it takes time. I've got to clear it out. So I am not going to be using that pump. It's heavy. I got to clear everything out in the front here or in the back of the bus to get it out, and I'm not going to do that. So what I am doing is going to use a small bucket. Okay, it's tied up to a rope, and I'll show you when I get there. Just come along with me for the ride. It's going to take a little time. I'm walking all the way to the back of the chicken coop, the small chicken coop, where the chickens are. That's where the 10-foot, how do you call it, pond is. Reason why I'm going for the 10-foot pond is because it's the deepest, and I'm going to calculate to get the most of the water from the middle to the lower. I gave it enough time for sediment to settle down. Now, the chemical I'm using, they sell it online. It's basically like a shock for pools, and they come in pill form for survivalists that if they go to a stream or something to kill the bacteria and everything, you put it in your bottle for emergency use so you can drink clean water. Now, with that being said, let me walk around to where I have to go. Now, they sell those pills, I think on Amazon, to purify water and stuff like that. It gets rid of the bacteria, it clarifies the water, the smell, and everything. I can also use bleach. Bleach is the recommended to use when you're trying to purify, get rid of the bacteria and all the stuff in there in the water. But I've got to use a lot more, and it tastes different. I'm going to just try a little bit of this, and I'll show you what I mean about the sediment that's on top. Now I am located here, right behind the chicken coop, and this is the deep part. This is the one that's 10 foot deep. I'm going to get my how do you call it, my tripod, and I have a piece of rope here with the bucket, and I'm just going to throw it in. I don't want to do one-handed and then drop the camera or the telephone in the water. Once I get it in the bucket, I am going to go like I've been doing, and this is as far as I've gotten so far, in that white 55-gallon. There's some water in there, and that was from the rain that we had yesterday. I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to put more water in it. So I have my tripod here. I'm bringing it back, and we're going to go through this. This is what I do just to make sure things work out well, the way I should do it. And I know I should do it this way. Let's get a sample of it, send it to the laboratory, but again, that costs money. I don't know how much that is. It must be pretty expensive. When I get it from there, send a sample out to analyze the water, and then after I purify it, send another sample out to purify it. I'm skipping, I guess, the most important part. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to use myself as the guinea pig. Again, do not try this at home or at yourself. Take your proper precautions. Do your due diligence. Investigate, research, do what you need to do. So if you decide to do something like that, like this, that it works for you. I'm going to try to see if it works for me. This is how I look at it. My dogs swim, the animals drink it, and they're fine. But I know their rumen and their build inside, their stomachs are totally different than a human's, than mine. So I might be more, how do you call it, easily, it's things can happen easier to me than it would for either wild animals, because they're already used to it, or the animals are already used to it. But I'm going to try just a little bit. If I get sick, it's just going to be a bacteria. I'll go to the doctor and just check it out, tell them what I did. So this is me trying to do it. So here I go. I'm going to turn the camera around. Okay. I'm going to position it as you can see in the water. The things that are flowing and the color of it, that's the dirt that flows in. And those are the branches and the stuff that float to the top. It has caliche in it, it has some clay in it, it has bentonite in it. I'm not worried about that. I've had water with that. Now I'm going to take this, and I know what you guys must be thinking. This guy's nuts. Yeah, I do some sketchy stuff. But this is the only way I'm going to find out. Okay. I wiped off some of the mud. I'm going to take you along with me so you can see me dump it into the 55-gallon drum. And let's see, I'm going to do a couple of trips. I'm not just going to put this one in there. I'm going to do a couple of ones. So I'm going to pause you for a little while and put more in so you don't have to keep walking around with me. It's amazing the things you do is survival. I just look at it this way. If push come to shove and there was no water to purchase, what would I do? Either try to get water, put it in a glass jar, let it condense, and I get a zip of water. But this is the way I choose to test this water out. Okay, this is one bucket. A little bit of mud went in there. This shock treatment works for fish tanks. They have one in emergency situations. There's an entry point one, and then there's one that you have to, be careful. With both chemicals, you have to be careful. You have to measure and put it on or put it in according to the directions, because it's caustic and it burns if you use too much, and that's how you can get sick. Okay, so I'm putting way less. I have to mix it in first to dissolve it. Once I dissolve it, then I could clear it up. I'm going to use a screen to get rid of any bigger particles, so I could strain it into the to a larger bucket to see how clear it comes. It's not a sterile process. It's a dirty process. So I shall return, and just bear with me. Okay, I'm back. While getting the water, I was running through things in my mind. What I am going to do before I use this chemical, I'm going to use what I know that works, which is the bleach. The way we purify or make it drinkable water from catchments, because the dust here, animals go up there, the birds poop and all that stuff, and you have some vegetation up there and the algae. We treat our water in the totes with bleach, and that's what's first recommended to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I put 25.5 gallons, about 25.5 gallons in this 55-gallon container, which I'll show you, and I'll show you the color of it, and then I'm going to break again. So here goes. Okay, you can see right there, it's a little about halfway. The halfway mark should be right around there, because I usually fill my 55 gallons right up to here, so this might have maybe a little bit more. And I just put a little bit of in the tote, enough. If I put too much, what I have to do is air it out and let it settle. So the fumes from the bleach, first of all, you don't taste it, and it evaporates somewhat, and it clarifies the water. So I'm going to show you what I do for that and how much I put into it. In a tote, I just put maybe a half a cup of bleach in there and see how it tastes. Never gotten sick yet. everything has been fine. So I'm going to try that process first, because if that works, I'm going to continue using it. Now, I'm going to also show you the inside of this 55-gallon drum so you can see the color of the water. Okay. You can see the color. You can see some bugs there. You can see some of the vegetation. But it's basically brown from the dirt. I didn't grab any more dirt after the first one. I lifted it straight up. And so far, so good. I've seen worse in totes when I've transferred from wells. So it, it should work. And I have to get the bleach. Now just bear with me a second. And I'm going to get the bleach. And I'm going to get a cup. And just put maybe a half a cup in it, because it's not as much as what I usually put. I put maybe about a cup in the tote, and tote has about 300, 400 gallons. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. Just got the bleach. As you can see here, it's just regular bleach, Clorox. I always use Clorox. I trust Clorox. They all have the same ingredients. And this says kill strep E. coli, salmonella, and virus flu, cleans, disinfects, whitens, brightens, removes odors, kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. So the only thing I would have to deal with would be taste if I put too much of it. So I'm going to try this, and then I'm going to make another video before I do anything, so you can see the coloration of the water, and for me drinking it. Again, do not do this at home. Don't do it at home. Don't do it any place. I'm just doing it, and I'm not saying I'm a professional, but I take some calculated risks. I've been out here for a long time, and this is what makes me survive. I look at it that if I was in a place that had no water and I had to do something to replenish some water, I would take my chances then, so I take my chances now. The difference is I could go to the doctors now. Otherwise, I can't. And I would have to live with it. I think the worst thing that I could have is electrolyte imbalance. If I get diarrhea, irritation of the stomach, major diarrhea, maybe some abdominal pain. But other than that, one, it flushes out. And if I start feeling any symptoms and I flush my system out and it works, then I have to adjust and see what happens. But come back and check out my next video, and I'll show you the process of this chemical that I put in, which is bleach, and how it affected me and how it affects, my body and stuff like that, and the smell. And I'll try to describe what I'm going through. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share these videos. Comment below. I know I'm going to hear some comments. Keep it clean. If you get real nasty, I'm blocking you. Put it this way, I do what I want to do. This is my life. And I take some chances. So I understand a lot of you do care, and I appreciate that, but I'm still going through with it. Share these videos. Just let me know what you think. You can say I'm crazy, good luck, whatever. I understand. But just don't get nasty, dirty, and stuff like that. I do not like that on my channel. Everybody else has to read it, and then you'll start me on the path that I don't want to go back to, the way I used to be. You guys take it easy. See you soon.